Gents, we now have a full complement. Thanks for being here, of course, in the fighting city of Manchester. A great night of action. Mick Hennessy, on behalf of Hennessy Sports, in association with Voltarol, the joy of movement, and BetUK.com, invites you all to enjoy what will be a fantastic night of international boxing right here at the Victoria Warehouse, this very historical building in Manchester. Now, of course, as you can see, plenty of talent on this top table. The main event, Hughie Fury back in action, two-time world titleist challenger, and wants to get right back there again, of course. And alongside me, NORRAD from Canada. Interesting chap as well, we're going to hear more about. But of course, we've got a stacked undercard and some great local talent and talent that have travelled from, well, throughout the country as well. We'll start off at the end of the table. Down there, Marcel Braithwaite, who's in action against Jake Pollard. Now, Marcel, it's a bill that's live on Channel 5. It's a great opportunity for all of you, and again, we'll talk about the main event, but you know, somebody always tries to steal the show on these kind of nights, so how excited are you?
Yeah, I'm excited. As you say, it's a great opportunity, so I'm grateful for that, and as you say, someone wants to steal the show, and I'm not someone, so yeah, looking forward to it.
And just moving down next to you, you've got obviously a local lad, Jake James from Failsworth, and a good opportunity again. You know, obviously you'll shift a few tickets, you'll have your friends and family here, and again, same as I'd say to Marcel, you know, it's a huge opportunity to get on these big bills, these TV bills.
Yeah, this is the first one, hopefully the first event, and I've shifted a lot of tickets, and I'm looking forward to showing what I'm working in the gym and improve loads, and I'm looking to steal the show as well.
And Kane Gardner, another Mancunian. I know that you've been obviously working in and around the gyms, and again, it's a similar opportunities for you. You're facing Mwenya Chisanga on this one again. He is a busy fighter.
Yeah.
What are you trying to do on the night?
I'm trying to put in a good performance. First off, I know it's quite like southpaw, a bit slick, but I know my skills and my work will get me through it and give me a good performance.
Now, and again, you've worked around a lot of the gyms, you've done a lot of work with Anthony Crawler, you know, for example, and again, in that super lightweight division that you're knocking around,
it's
huge opportunity.
Yeah, it's moving there, super lightweight division. I've been mixing it, sparring all around the country with top guys like Jack Castle and all them guys. So I can't wait to show everyone what I'm all about Saturday night.
Well, there's a couple obviously of great undercard fights we're looking forward to, and obviously we have Martin Polaji here from the Czech Republic, who takes on Alex Dimajani, who's from Surrey, but a really interesting story. But Martin, if you'd like to give us your thoughts on fighting in Manchester, I know you'll have a bit of help with this. How excited are you to be fighting in Manchester in a great contest against Alex?
Samozrejme, v prvom rade sa teším, že konečne môžem mať poriadny zápas.
I'm very happy that I'm going to have a real fight, finally.
Akurát maximálne som sa pripravoval na tých 12 kôl a bude to mať 10, takže uvidíme, ako to dopadne.
I keep myself ready for 12 rounds, but we'll see, it's going to be 10 rounds now, so we'll see how this all will be.
And Alex, you've got a really interesting story. I know that obviously you've taken yourself off to Mexico to challenge yourselves, to really take yourself out of your comfort zone. You've done the same in Canada as well, and now you're back. Again, you've only got the one blip on your record, which was before you took yourself away to Mexico. What can we expect from those that haven't seen you yet, now that you're back in the UK?
An explosive style, Mexican style, pressure, pick my punches. Yeah, you're going to see a great performance.
And just give us a bit of insight to what it's like as a young man taking yourself off to go and train in the gyms of Mexico City, train with the likes of Marquez and getting those gyms, and there's numbers in there as well.
I believe if you want to be anything in life, you've got to sacrifice, and those sacrifices made me a much better fighter and a much better individual. So, yeah.
And what opportunities are you looking for now that you're back in the UK?
Big ones. I'm managed by Mick Hennessy now, and he's got a great platform in Channel 5, and I'm looking to make huge statements.
Now, again, we also have the supreme talent on the undercard, that is Savannah Marshall, with this impeccable amateur pedigree, of course, the only woman to have beaten Clarissa Shields, and who's been actually calling you out of late as well, which is quite exciting for you to hear, I'm sure, and something that you'd be very much looking forward to, Savannah.
Yes, definitely. She's just became the undisputed middleweight champion, so I'm really excited to push on, improve my career, improve my record, and hopefully get a bit more experience. And I'm sure in the future that fight will happen again.
And again, your opponent that you just got to take care of business. Will that be your thinking again, live on television, all helps your profile?
Yes, definitely. It's my first fight of the year. I've boxed since November of last year, so I'm really looking forward to getting in there and showing how I've improved.
And just a word before we get to the main event as well, because the fresh-faced fellow at the end of the table there, with the fantastic amateur pedigree, Michael Hennessy Jr., and against the professional debut, you're doing it in Manchester, you're in and around the middleweight division. What can we expect to see from you?
We can expect a great performance. I've been dreaming of this moment since I started boxing. For me, it's always been about the professional game. All the amateurs was just all about picking up the experience from the age of 11, and I am absolutely buzzing on Saturday night.
Interesting story as well. Obviously, you did extremely well at school. I know you got plenty of A stars at A level and all your GCSEs, all that business. And so you could be forgiven for thinking, well, maybe there's a career somewhere else. But you took yourself over to Ireland to compete as an amateur mainly. So again, out of your comfort zone and not taking the easy route. So why are you in this mad game?
I don't know. There's just something about boxing. I wonder why anyone does it. To be honest with you, but like it's like a drug. Once you're in, you can't get out. And it's my life. I love boxing. So.
And just a word from Dad, because obviously the promoter, Mick, it's a proud night for you. We've got this great main event we're going to get to now as well, but obviously Michael Jr. making his pro debut.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very proud. It's a great card. Two great fights. You know, the main event and chief support, absolute quality fighters. You know, Hughie, world-class heavyweight, very, very underrated, against an unbeaten Canadian who's come here to win. And you know, Chris NORRAD is here for one reason, and that's to break into big-time boxing. So you know, Hughie's aware of that, and you know, he's well prepared. He's in brilliant shape. Peter's changed things up in camp, and I'm really excited to see this fight. The chief support, you know, Alex Dilmagani versus Mike Pelagi is a great fight. It's going to be edge of your seat fight. I don't think either of them will give any quarter. And you know, I've described Alex as boxing's best kept secret, and I believe on Saturday night he's going to arrive, and he's going to put all the super featherweights and featherweights on notice. And obviously with Savannah Marshall, you know, truly world class, you know, brilliant fighter, and you know, for me probably the best woman fighter in the world, and I think she'll prove that against the likes of Clarissa Shields when that fight eventually comes around on her terms. My son, you know, he can fight a bit. He's not bad. He's not a bad fighter at all, and he's funny talking about. He's a lovely, genuine person, and he deserves all the success that comes his way. He's been a joy to bring up. He's never given me a problem. All he's ever done is add to my life. So I'm very, very proud of him, and he's talented. I think you'll enjoy him Saturday night.
Looking forward to that, and of course I didn't mention Lee Wilkins, part of Alex's camp as well, and I'm looking forward to it. And as Mick pointed out there as well, because you work with him closely, a really great kept secret, but now, after the experiences that he's gone through in Mexico and Canada, everyone's expecting great things or really excited.
Yeah, I mean, with Alex, it was like, he come down, he used to be sparring partners with Ben Jones with us, and actually trained for Martin when Ben Jones beat Martin at Trotsky, which was a fantastic fight. And from then on, he's just stayed with us, and like I've said to Mick from day one, he'll be something special. He'll be one to look out for. So we're looking forward to this fight, and let's get it on.
Well, the main event, of course, we've got this heavyweight clash with Hughie Fury and Chris NORRAD. I'll just start with Chris, your trainer Dwayne's story, who's here, and obviously alongside Ian McKillop, who's promoter for Chris in Canada. So Dwayne, what can we expect? Because obviously we know all about Hughie, we know what he's done. What can we expect from this big fella next to me?
Well, I've been working with Chris for 10 years, and I think he brings a lot of strengths to the ring. Probably his greatest strength is his brain. He's a highly intelligent fighter. He always makes the right decision with split-second accuracy. He knows exactly where to be in terms of the space, and sometimes he makes it look easy, so people think what he's doing is easy, but everybody who's ever been to the ring knows that it's very hard. But he brings to this fight a great game plan and a great mind, and he's in shape to execute.
And it's an opportunity, obviously, for
It's a great opportunity. We're really grateful, Mr. Hennessy, and to Hughie Fury and the team for this opportunity, and automatically puts him on the radar. He worked many years to get to that position and made all the right choices along the way to be in the running to get a fight like this, and so we're grateful for them for the opportunity.
And just in the opposing camp, trainer Peter, of course, alongside Hughie, and we know obviously Hughie's fight against Pulev, and again we know all about the talent. Just 24 years of age, still with all that experience. I mean, you work with him day in, day out. From your point of view, how much more is to come?
I think we've only seen the tip of the iceberg with him. Obviously, we've seen him all the way through his career, everybody has, so now it's time for him to really turn the corner, and I believe he is doing. And I think we're in for a very good night, and we'll see something a lot different, a lot more focused, and he's just coming. It's time to come into his own, and I believe that time is now. So I'm looking forward to seeing the stuff that we've been working on under the spotlight and seeing everything for what it is. So let's have a look on Saturday, and we'll see what improvements he's made.
Well, Chris, from your point of view, you'll know about Hughie and the big fights that he's had and the people that he's been in with, the likes of obviously Joe Parker and Pulev, world title fights. And again, why do you believe that you can come here to Manchester and upset everything?
Like I said, I know I'm an underdog in the fight, and I've had some pretty good fights along the way, but I think I'm ready for this, and I come to fight. I didn't come to just to do a few rounds and try to last a few rounds. I come here to win the fight, and that's what I'm going to do.
How would you describe your style? I mean, you're 17 and now, obviously over in Canada. It's your first fight overseas, but how would you describe it? Your attitude coming into the ring, and what you trying to take care of business early on, or what's your thinking?
Oh well, I like to box, and I can punch too. I got a pretty good punch, so I'm just gonna go one round at a time and see what happens.
And are you a lumberjack, or I know you out in New Brunswick? It's out in the wilds, and give us a little insight into your world.
Yeah, I worked in the woods for 10 years and always worked hard. Anything I ever done, I worked hard at. So and boxing's no different. I worked hard at boxing, and over home I'm from New Brunswick in Canada, and live along the Miramichi River. And over home they got a saying, on the Miramichi, the farther up the river you go, the tougher the men get. And I live right at the very head of the river, so you're going to see that.
Well, Hughie, from your point of view, you've heard Chris, he's confident, but obviously Peter talking about changes and adjustments. So what have you been working on? What are we going to see?
Going to see relaxed Hughie Fury, and you know what it is? I'm finally enjoying it. Like my dad said there, finally turning the corner. Everything's gone well. Been with Kerry Case, great nutritionist. He's set me up now, best shape I've ever been. And I've been working on straight after the fight. I was back in the gym training, and true saying, what don't kill you make you stronger. So I've just been working on the shape and working on different things, and I'm just looking forward to Saturday night, going to display, and just working on the stuff that me and Dad's been working on, and putting it on the spotlight.
When you see what's going on with the heavyweight scene at the minute, and again, you've obviously gone in for world titles before. Do you feel there's an opportunity now that maybe, because all the talks about the big three, if you like, all those underneath? I mean, what are you thinking now when you see the way it's going out?
I'm eager to get out there, and I'm just looking forward to it. I just see so much excitement in the heavyweight division, and it's wide open. Like I say, I've had a bit of bad luck. with stuff in the past, but you've got what don't kill you makes strong. You always keep saying that because they're very true words. But I take them losses as learning curves, as like you say, you've learned me a lot, so it's bring me on into where I am today, and that makes a complete fighter. You've got to take them step backs. Obviously, it wasn't my time, and I believe everything happens for a reason. All them mistakes and whatever's come up makes you stronger. So keep rolling forward, and now it's time to turn the corner and look forward to Saturday.
You're 21 and 2, but you're only 24 years of age. I mean, you're a baby in every way.
It's all experience. You can't beat the experience I've had at such a young age. So I can't wait now just to put it all together, and finally, because I make things hard, and now it's just going to be such a breeze. So I just can't wait now to breeze through the heavyweights.
You mentioned Kerry Case before, and obviously he's helping you with cups. He's helped you with the cup.
Kerry Case is a talented man, that's for sure. But everything's been fine with the cuts and everything, so now I'm just looking forward.
You've no concerns there that everything's fine?
No concerns that everything's fine, ready to go.
Well, ladies and gents, there we are. Of course, it is a reminder that we are here for the Victoria Warehouse Show, this international boxing show. Mick Hennessy on behalf of Hennessy Sports, in association with Voltarol, the Joy of Movement, and BetUK.com. Fantastic card, as you can see, with the main event, obviously these big two heavyweights. There is an opportunity now after this. We're going to have a head-to-head between Hughie and Chris, and then pick off as you will. The top table, the fighters are here, trainers and everyone else as well. So thanks very much indeed. We're going to clear the table for the head-to-head, and then you can all fill your boots. Thank you.
Donald, just one.